Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome to Misscliks D&D Seaborn. How are you guys doing today?
Great, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 3 lately, which I know I'm like 4 years behind on, but
Isn't there a new one of those coming out?
yeah, there is.
It's okay. I was thinking someday maybe I'll play Mass Effect 1.
Oh, that'll be fun. Except for the elevator. You'll know what I mean when you get there.
Okay.
The elevator's the devil. Jen, are you not talking today? You don't have a mic.
It is muted.
No, we can't hear you at all. I thought you were just being really quiet.
You know, we could have tried to have a conversation with Jen and like totally trolled her.
Oh.
I mean, I thought you did a
it's
pretty
too
good
late.
job of estimating what she was saying.
My troll skills are not that high. I should have known.
I would have played along.
I think you were just muted. That's all. Now I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're good now.
Damn it!
No, really, you are. Neil's trolling you this time.
She's just gone. That's it. Jen rage quit. V, how are you doing today?
I am good. I did cooking prep till 1 a.m. on stream last night and made some amazing things, but I had to... Your work now.
I don't know
So
why. I need to restart, sorry.
it's okay.
Oh, it's good.
What are you prepping?
I made shredded chicken in a pot over the stove that simmered for like an hour and a half. I made it a little too spicy, so I had to drink a lot of milk yesterday, and then also eating it today, I had to drink milk. And then I made a turkey quinoa mix that's pretty healthy, that it's my own kind of concoction thing that I made. And then I made a bunch of roasted veggies in the oven. So it was nice to prep food for the week, so I have meals all the week, and then I got to stream it and show people like healthy ways of making food, but also delicious ways.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's impressive, but and I don't mean to demean or belittle your efforts at all, but I had a social eating stream today where I basically cooked as well. So I got one of those frozen breakfast sandwich things, and I put it into the microwave for like 1 minute, and then it came out and like I ate it.
I had to know that was coming because I was like, wait, Trump cooks what?
Wow. So your whole week of food is all prepped.
Pretty much. I mean, it's just me here. So like I made like big, like little Tupperware dishes of it. So I mean, like I'll eat that. I mean, I may throw like a sandwich or two to break it up in between, but yeah, pretty much anytime I want a snack or anything like that, I just go in there and grab one or the other. So if I get sick of one, I eat the other.
How long did it take to make a week's worth of food?
Last night I think I streamed from like 10 to 1:30 on that. Maybe one, so not long at all. Like most of it was like, I also did finish cleaning up. Like I went through probably half my kitchen of dishes. So between that and cleanup, it only took maybe 2 hours, two and a half hours at the most.
I've got an important question. Would I find that food edible?
Yes. Well, it would take you a little bit of time. You would find one of them edible. Yes. The other one, it might take you like closing your eyes to try, and you would probably like it. I just know your eating habits. Sorry.
Well, Jen, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been eating takeout,
Nice.
like I do pretty much every day. And how does it work in terms of money, you may ask? Well, I have a tiny appetite, so I mostly order appetizer and live off that. And usually they're better than the regular meals too. Fun fact.
That hurts my soul to hear that. I want to come cook for you.
No, but I eat good food. Like I don't eat crappy food, like Greek salad or like
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Italian meatball, like just one big meatball, or like
Just one meatball,
yeah, like today.
that big in my head.
Like today, I ordered like a polpetta, like the Italian meatball with like tomato sauce, which was an appetizer for $5, and I ordered like eggplant from that Italian restaurant as well, which was like $7. So like dinner, and I still have more because I was not hungry anymore, so I have a snack for before bedtime. Ta-da!
Good job, Jen.
See, so I'm eating well in my weird single person lifestyle. And the only interesting thing is that there's DreamHack Montreal this weekend, so if you're going, you should come say hi to me because I'll be there. And if you don't see me, you should tweet at me. So I'll find you and then I'll be there.
Which stuff are you going to be hanging out by at Montreal?
I mean, StarCraft and Dota.
I still don't understand how I went there and didn't know there was a DreamHack a week after I was there.
It's the first one ever in Montreal, though. To be fair.
I know, but like I didn't see anything about it online, Twitter, nothing, which is just crazy to me.
I think it's because it's the first one.
Is Twitch gonna be there?
I guess so. Yeah, it should be streamed on Twitch.
Yeah, I can't imagine Twitch not showing up to a DreamHack.
Yeah. What about the Twitch party? Huh?
Never again. Never again.
What about Twitch parties?
They're just messy, loud things these days.
They changed a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've changed a lot.
Back in my days, we used to be 200 people at the Twitch party.
I think the problem is at Twitch parties is sometimes the music is just so loud. Like, it would just be nice if it was just like a light level of music so you could actually hear somebody speak and not have to scream. Because my voice is always dead at the end. I did sick.
Yeah, it needs to go again.
Okay.
She DC'd and reseed. Well, yeah, the Twitch parties used to be just like people who were really into gaming coming, and now they're kind of like a big business party almost, where everyone gets like dressed up fancy like and goes into a club with way too loud music, and you're just like pressed against other people, and I can't do them anymore.
I think it was the MLG Columbus party where it was like they rented a gay bar or something.
Oh, is that like 2014? Oh my god.
Yeah, like 2012, I think. We were like 200, and it was only the people who were like players, press, or like MLG organizers that could go there. And then somehow I infiltrated. And then I was like, oh my god. It was like the American Dream type of party where like I would know the face of like one person out of two, literally. So I was like, oh my god, hi! Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, again? Like, what the fuck? There's so many people.
Well, Trump, let's check in with you. What's life been like? How is Texas treating you?
It's good. Things move at a nice, leisurely pace in Texas. I've been having trouble getting up before 1 p.m., but hopefully I can get that under control in time for Garazan in 2 days. 2 days.
Garazan?
Yeah, Garazan for Hearthstone.
Oh, yeah. Is it in 2 days now? Gosh. All
Yep.
right. I need to make Legend already.
Is that what your shirt says?
Oh, sure. Make Hearthstone great again, Trump?
Oh, I thought it was a...
Oh, that's so good.
That's solid, though.
Good shirt. Good shirt. I love it.
Nice.
I should probably buy one and just wear it with you on this stream every Tuesday.
We should all just wear one each week. It's like
Are
a
you
lot of
selling
different shirt.
Yep, they are for sale.
Nice.
Where are they for sale?
Good question. Let me bring up the link. It's the link. I'll link it in Misscliks chat.
So, let's talk D&D. Let's talk Seaborn. Does anyone remember what happened 2 weeks ago? Other than the undead tiger.
Let me check. I was giggling because sometimes I go into a story and then it turns out not as great as I thought in my head. Like that bar Twitch party story. So I apologize. Alright. Let me see.
Where are you guys?
Well, you owe us XP.
Oh, yes, we didn't do XP last week.
Yeah.
I'll get that started while you figure out where we're going.
I feel like we
Wait, I
didn't.
thought we did do XP.
No, we didn't. It's in red.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure I added. Oh, maybe it was from the prior week that I had added because I think we did the prior week's XP.
Yeah.
Last time we got it was July 19th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll start us off using Jen's helpful notes. So we finally landed in this new area. I cast no customs on one of the locals, and I found, to my surprise, that it's not only a matriarchy, but all the guys are pretty much slaves.
Yes, they are. It's a slave state through and through. Would you please all mark 500 for experience?
Yes.
And what are you doing in this matriarchal slave state? Where are you going? Why are you here?
Jen, you want to grab that, or shall I continue?
Feel free to continue.
Okay. We're here because we think, after grabbing the map in order to find out where this order of some mystical clerics or mages, details are kind of fuzzy, there might be something that'll deal with the dragon. So we got a map, get the location, and now we know the location. We'll use the map to get there. It should be in Yunta. We don't know which one of these cities on the map is Yunta, but it's okay. We'll just hit them all.
Excellent. And you guys are currently outside of what appears to be the capital city, because you're trying to just skirt around the edges and not go into it. Yeah. So, what is this thing that this religious group has in Utah that you're trying to get?
We're trying to get the Orb of Imprisonment.
Yes.
Aha. +5 experience.
Good job.
Says.
What
Alright.
a convenient
Any other
object
questions?
that it can just hold a dragon.
Yes. So, you guys are here, just outside of town.
I have one point I want to make. Before the end of this episode, we should do the loot splitting from ex-Maribel's corpse. Because I have it all on my character sheet, which is impossible right now.
Okay.
It's all mine since you guys all want her to be a skeleton.
So as I said, we should divide the loot. Alright.
Well, divide up.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will run through it and let's all do the negotiations. We gave the magic scimitar to Ryan. Next.
Which counts as your share.
We have the halberd, which has not been used. Like, are we ditching it? Are we keeping it on the board? It's not magical.
You can keep it as a trophy.
Okay. All right.
Memories.
Trophy.
I hear that it is good for morale to be able to keep the dead's items so we can mourn them.
Okay. So halberd trophy on the boat. The sketchbook and charcoal. Does anyone want it? I would not be against it.
The charcoal, you said?
Yeah, sketchbook and charcoal. It's like to draw.
Sure, you can take it.
Okay, I'm taking the sketchbook. I'll note it on my character sheet. Okay. Anyone want this flint and steel?
You can just skip all the useless stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the flint and steel, whatever.
Feel free to take all of the useless items.
Okay, I'm taking also the spyglass, since I'm the one who's supposed to observe. Bags of raw ore.
She was calling around bags of raw ore?
Yeah,
No, that's her belongings that were on the ship.
yeah. It was on her character sheet and she gave it to me.
Just keep it in the ship.
Okay. How much is that worth?
Not a lot.
Okay. Fine. 2 parchment sheets, I'll take them. Bronze dagger, anyone wants it? On ship. On ship. Hemp rope? Does anyone need hemp rope?
Are any of us carrying rope?
I am.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'll leave it on ship. 5 spears on ship. Very old ink and ancient quill.
I'll take that since it technically is mine.
Alright, I'm giving it to you. Pearl necklace, 400 gold and 209 gold as well. Split it? Like, what do we do?
We can just split that to 200 apiece. Gold.
Okay.
So 200 gold pieces a piece.
Yep.
So 200 each.
Okay.
And there's 9 gold extra.
Yeah, you can take it for having Ryan sell the pearl necklace at some point.
Give Ryan 9 gold.
I'll keep the 9 gold for Ryan once he's done with his duty. How about that?
So savings account.
Yeah. And container of ashes. Did you want that?
Yes, I will take the container of ashes for my best friend.
Okay. Take it on your character sheet. Okay, we're done.
There.
Congrats, everybody. We split the loot.
Right. Well, Maribel didn't have a lot. She was a simple person.
Well, I mean, she did have like
But she was a true warrior. She didn't need possessions.
she did have 609 gold. Just saying. That's quite a bit.
Well, compared to how much you have.
I mean, how much does anyone really have?
I now have 200 gold, the amount you gave me.
I have a little bit more.
Okay.
Alright, let's
Money does you no good when you're dead anyways.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we should all buy armor.
Yes, we could have used some extra armor that day.
Yeah.
So, you guys are outside of this large town, this large city, and you are headed southward towards Yunta. You're still not sure which one of these cities down here, towns really, is the one you're looking for. But you are where the boat is.
All right. Is it time to camp yet?
Yeah, I think it's nighttime right now, and you guys can just camp outside the city.
Okay, I'll use my spells to heal everyone to full if anyone was wounded at all.
Was anyone wounded?
I was, after a tough fight against kobolds. An entire kobold tribe. Or goblin tribe, rather.
Oh yeah, the one you fought on your own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you guys wake up the next morning. Those of you with spells, rememorize your spells. And looks like you're going to have to cross a river to get back to the road, unless you want to skirt around the other side of the river. Which way do you guys want to do this?
In the morning, I unboxed the ship into a rowboat. I've prepared a spell, you see. I will cast Animate Dead on the Jaguar.
All right. Why don't you animate us another Jaguar?
All right. What am I rolling? I think it was 5d8?
Yeah. I have a feeling that Jaguars were 48, so Zombie Jaguar would be 5d8.
A nice average Jaguar.
Yep. All right. So, southward you guys go through
Great.
the woods, and
I stick the
towards
jaguars
river.
back in the boat, and then I fold them into the box.
You put both undead jaguars into the box.
Yes.
Okay, in the boat or in the ship? To be specific. Because your box can unfold into a rowboat or into the larger ship. So, in which one of these things do you put them?
Have we not done the jaguar in the boat yet? I mean, the ship, the small boat. Have we not done living jaguars in boats? Actually, when I unfolded the boat into a box, I mean the small rowboat,
Right.
where I had put the jaguar's body just on, where was it? It was still just where it was, right?
Yes.
Okay, I suspect this will be okay. So I will just put, it doesn't hurt to test. I'll put the old jaguar onto the boat, and I'll turn it into a box, and I'll turn it back on the boat, make sure the jaguar is okay.
It is still undead.
Fantastic. I put both jaguars into the small boat, and then I turn it into a box.
Won't they be too big for the rowboat? 2 of them? Too heavy? Or no?
2 jaguars and no people, it'll fit.
Okay.
You start adding people in there, and you start getting into problems.
Okay.
Cool. So, are you trekking along the edge of the forest? Are you going to go down the river? Or are you going to cross over and go down the road? How would you like to get to the next city in your destination?
Well, we could just sail down the river in a boat. Is that river big enough for a boat?
Oh, absolutely.
The river leading from this little castle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are seafaring folk. We might as well.
I have a question, Neil. How long does it take for me to remove, let's say I was wearing your leather armor?
Leather armor takes 1 round to put on.
I mean, is it a studded
off.
leather armor? Yeah, studded leather armor.
Let me take a look here.
Fun point of the day.
How long does that take to get on and off?
And to you party members, I suspect that the village we're trying to visit is that second one on the bottom, the middle one. But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So we'll go through all of them anyways.
Getting into armor. Here we go. Moving armor is much quicker. Most can be shed in a single round. Yeah, so you can take off your armor in a single round.
Okay. Let's see. How much armor does it add when I wear?
Studded leather.
Yeah.
It adds 3 to your armor class, but it reduces very heavily a lot of your thief skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would. I'd be at 17.
I don't know what it is right now, so
I'm at 14.
yeah, then it would go to 17.
So, like, as a thief, you're not supposed to wear armor either?
No, you can totally wear armor. It's just that when you're in armor, things like moving silently is a lot harder to do.
Except when you have boots of silently moving.
Sure, absolutely. Hide in shadows becomes harder. Detect noise becomes harder.
Okay.
Find, remove traps, open locks, pickpockets. All these things become harder to do when you're wearing studded leather armor, but that doesn't mean you can't try them.
Okay. Cool, thanks for the info. I will use it in our future adventures.
Excellent. So you guys set off through the forest looking for that river. You got to kind of cut around the city to not be seen. After a good hour and a half of hiking, first through the open fields, then through the forest, you come across the river. It is fairly wide, maybe 120 feet. Looks kind of shallow on the banks, but it looks quite deep in the middle. And you see a whole slew of boats on this river. Some of them are large and look like they're moving goods up and down the river. Others are small and they look like they are commercial fishing vessels. Well, private fishing vessels, but...
I go to the captain's headquarters and take out the raw ore and start like laying around stuff that looks like commercial goods on the ship.
Well, Maribel only had enough raw ore to that she was holding in her bag, so it's not a lot.
I don't think it was in her bag. But
How much did it have a weight associated with it?
I don't know.
Well, okay, so before you take the ore and start laying it around, you guys have to first unfold your boat.
Yeah, I do not do this.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like this is too obvious, so we will just have to trek down this river.
Let's
Okay.
do it, Captain.
You're on the east side, so I guess you guys are gonna walk down the river. Okay. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. So what is your marching order as you're walking along the river? How are you doing this?
I'm in the back.
Guess I'm in the front carrying a box then.
I'm in the middle.
I'm in the back so I can see if there's any danger from behind us and also forward.
And I'm in between, so that no matter which side they come from, I feel safe. With my 2 HP, and I keep Ryan to my side, right?
Did you say 2 HP? What?
No, I have 12.
Oh,
Yeah, I have 12, and Ryan has 8, so he's my tank.
Right.
and I'm robed, of course, so that the people in the boats don't see that I'm a skelly.
Right. Right. Okay. So, you guys are trekking down this side of the river. And it's fairly rocky at different points in time. Sometimes it's quite easy to walk just along the riverbank. Other times it gets kind of treacherous with slippery rocks, or maybe there's a little bit of a cliffside here, and you guys have to move further inland and then just rope back in along to the riverside. One of these times while you're coming further inland to avoid the dangerous precipice near the river edge, you guys hear from before you see anything, a very loud and kind of dull voice saying,
Does anyone understand that?
I don't think any of you understand this.
I speak Common, Elven, Thieves-Cant, and Mermaid.
Speak.
Just the ancient language in common.
I speak Common and Elven.
Nope, none of you guys understand it.
Okay. Let's stop walking and stay on guard.
Hey, you guys have stopped walking.
Yeah, I cautiously place the box on the ground.
I want to look around and see if I see anything. I kind of take a 360 view around where we're at.
Can you give me a perception check?
Yes.
Is that a 24? Absolutely. So you don't see anything, but you definitely hear some voices from above and kind of up this incline that leads towards the river. It looks like the cliff goes up and then drops down down to the water. But you're hearing these voices from kind of up and maybe around the bend.
Okay, so we're actually on the river though, right? Walking along the river?
No, you've had to go inland away from the river a little bit because
Okay.
the river cut its way through an area where it was sheer cliff. So it would either be swimming or walking away because of the steep cliffs.
Okay, so up to our left is where I'm hearing the voices.
Up to your right.
To your right, okay, which it steeps down to go down to where the water is.
It goes up. So imagine there was a hill and then the river
Okay.
carved out a section in the hill so that it slopes up and then drops straight down. And
Okay.
you kind of walked around the side, and so you're hearing some voices from up top.
Okay. I hear something up there. I think we should go investigate.
I use detect noise. would that help me like make out what those sounds are?
You can already tell their voices. They're heavy, slow, deep voices. They don't sound human.
Okay, I want to sneak up. Like, I want to walk up and sneak, kind of sneak through so I can see them closer up, but without them detecting where I'm at
Okay.
or detecting my presence.
You are a ranger, so you have some built-in
Yeah.
things that do that. What is your percent chance to hide in shadow? Is that on your character sheet?
I don't see it on there.
What level are you?
I am level 5.
So you have a 31% chance to hide and kind of be invisible in some sort of shadow somewhere, and
So I
a
rolled
40% chance to move silently without being heard by anyone.
So I roll a D100, right?
Yes. That is not great. But of course, you don't know that you're not hidden perfectly. So you start sneaking up to these guys, trying to
Right.
see what you can see.
So you want to roll lower then?
Yeah, you would want to roll lower than your percentage.
Oh, okay, got it.
So sneaking around the bend while you're
And I have my friendship sword ready. Just in
And
case.
she's wearing the pendant. I don't know if it does anything, but just say.
Yep, noted.
That's true.
Um,
Okay.
Sneaking around this kind of hilly curve and sneaking up a little bit, you come to the site of what looks to be maybe a half dozen, maybe even 10 ogres. They have a large pile of rocks, and a few of them are still dragging some rocks up this hill from the other bend and placing them near the precipice of this cliff. And the voices you hear are them speaking in their deep ogre tongue.
Okay. As I've walked up, they haven't spotted me then.
No, they haven't spotted you yet.
Okay. I stay where I'm at and I kind of motion to the others. Just kind of showing them that there's 10.
There's
I
there's
kind of
another
mentioned.
panther? You think there's another panther?
I mentioned to Albert. Well, I managed to defeat 15 goblins, so there should be no threat.
But what if it's 10 panthers?
Panthers don't make that noise.
Ah, good point. Well, goblins don't do that noise either, though.
I don't know.
Oh,
Goblins are
this looks
strange
like a
individuals.
grumpy man. 10 grumpy men ahead.
Well, is there any way to bypass these threats? Can we just walk past them?
Yeah, if you guys are quiet and you take a long route around, you should be able to walk past them without being seen.
I think we should do that then. Or at least try.
There's no reason to try to interfere with those.
Yeah, I mean, I look back at Trellis, who is really far ahead, and kind of look what she wants us to do.
I go into stealth mode, Neil. So, like, I start tumbling from place to place.
Stealth mode is not necessarily tumbling from place to place. Tumbling is loud, Jen.
But I have my boots. I'm like moving silently. I'm tumbling silently, Neil.
Video games have trained you to think that tumbling is quiet, and it's not.
Silent tumble.
All right. You stealthily move from one spot to the other.
Fine.
As you take off, Ryan looks at... No, I take it back. He doesn't say anything. Jen, you eventually sneak up next to Trellis.
But aren't we trying to just, like, avoid them?
Oh, I thought you were... I thought
Yeah,
you meant you
we're
were
going
going
to-
up to Trellis to talk
Both
to
of
her.
us are going to take her lead. I took the motion to mean, all right, let's go around them.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
we're going around them.
Okay,
That's
cool.
And I
what
go
thought
back.
you were doing, yeah.
I walk back to the group and then join them to go around.
Perfect. The ogres never spot you during this period of time, and you manage to sneak around their little ambush that they've set up.
Actually, I have a question. When I did see them, I only saw the ogres and rocks. That's all that there was, correct?
They had some weapons, large clubs with them, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
You managed to bypass this area and then successfully meet up with the river a half-mile later and continue your journey southward. Or is it south? Cool. It takes you the rest of the day, but eventually you break free from the forest and make it out onto the open plain where you see, not too far from you, a town, a walled town.
Okay, well, this is where we're going to have to go back into our charade, I suspect, as I motioned to Albert. Time to bring out the rope again.
I bring out the rope.
I hand my mace back to Trellis, and I kind of put my hands out ready to get tied.
I go ahead and tie your hands loose enough to where it looks like that they're tied, but that you can get out of them very quickly. And then I take your club and add it to my stuff.
You two, Albert and Ryan, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I do the same. Like, I don't have many weapons anyway, so I just keep my dagger in my boot. That's
okay. Yeah, I can see weapons as much. And then I go ahead and do the same for Dark Albert. I do the rope. I tighten it first just to kind of mess around with him, but then I untighten it and then it's loose enough to where he can get out.
And to be clear here, Tamriel and Dark Albert, neither of you are wearing armor at this point in time, right?
A cloak, yeah.
Right.
no.
A ragged cloak. And I have a shield.
Okay, that's fine. You guys...
Ryan will also be tied.
All right, I go ahead and tie Ryan's hands as well. Not so tight.
And Trellis, make sure you've got a story for them in case they ask us. I think if you just say we came from Jaka and we're going our way to our destination.
From where, you said?
We're from Jaka.
Jaka, okay.
And we're going to Yunta, if anyone asks. And you might need to...
Where are we going to Yunta?
And how do you want me to explain this in case you don't like my story and decide to tell the truth?
I'm fine with whatever you say here.
Okay.
So why are we going to Yunta?
That is up for Trellis to decide.
You could find a reason to meet with the Order of the Nuns or something.
All right, we can say that. That would be fun.
I kind of look back at my memory. Is this Order of the Nuns like public knowledge? Is this...
History
obvious?
books say Order of the Nuns of Belmontarius. They're the one who used to use the orb of imprisonment. They're kind of disappeared, presumed frozen and dead. But apparently enough shoot of this order may have survived in Yunta.
Okay. Well, then you can either be a researcher trying to find out stuff about them or an adventurer trying to find out stuff.
They might have records in that town of where the temple and the orb were and yada yada.
Don't worry, I will have a story when the time comes for it. We should move along.
They, just so you remember, they have sworn to guard this information safe. So you need a really, really good reason to try to get that, like a dragon.
To get the what?
The information from the nun, like the ex-nun or whatever.
What do you mean? So we're trying to get information from the nuns?
We're trying to find the person that is like an offshoot of the Order of the Nuns.
Was this the information we got from Saffron?
Yeah. And it said that this city might have records of where the temple of the nuns were, the orb and whatnot, and that those nuns sworn to guard this information safe. like
So-
maybe wouldn't want to tell us, and we're also like being looked out for because of the dragon ship.
Oh, and if you want to be a good Samaritan, you can tell this town that we're walking by that there are ogres ambushing the river.
True.
If you want to.
There's no reason why we shouldn't let them know. It'll look good for us as well. Give them some trust in us.
Mhm.
Is there anything else I should watch out for then? If you said that they guard this information safe, who do they look for in order to share their information with?
I don't know. We don't have that info. Could be.
Did Saffron mention anything about how she got this info?
She had said she did research in one of the old libraries up in High Castle.
Well, then we will have to show our interest in just learning history. All right.
Yeah, maybe we can just try to go to the library and read about it before talking to anyone.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So, you approach the town walls of this town down here, the bottom of the map. Move your token around. Fantastic. As you get to the walls themselves, the doors are open, but there are a few guards on hand. It looks like 4 slave soldiers with leather armor, shields, and spears, and what looks to be what you would call probably 2 knights. There are people in plate mail, not like full plate, but breastplate, greaves, arm guards, no helmet, with long swords. The slaves kind of stand by and watch while one of the guards walks up to you, Carlos, and says, "You there, who are these slaves you're bringing into our town?"
Well, they're the slaves that accompany me on my travels.
Mm-hmm. And what is your business here?
They're of no importance. I'm here to do some, check out the city and do some research. I wanted to check out your library.
Well, how long will you be staying in town?
Probably just passing through a day or 2, if that's okay.
And your name?
My name is Trellis.
And these slaves you have behind you, is there anything we should know about them?
I look behind at them, both sides. No. They're, like I said, they're of no importance. They just travel with me.
Why is that one hooded and robed?
He has a little bit of a sensitivity to sun.
Sun sensitivity?
Yes, you know, some people have diseases. And there happens to be some out there where the sun will burn you. So if you are fair skinned, I also try to stay not too far into the sun. It happens. It's very, very rare, but there are cases of it.
Is it contagious?
No. Of course not.
Well,
Actually, I would like to let you know something. On our way over, we had to pass by a certain part of the river, and I find this of importance for you, and I would hope that you guys prepare. There were about 10 ogres that were over there by the river. I don't know what their business was. I did not come upon them, but I saw that they were moving rocks, and they had some weapons there, so I would just be careful.
and ogres on east side or west side of the river?
It was on the east side of the river.
What were you guys doing on the east side of the river? The road's on the west.
Sorry, I mean west.
She takes a long, hard look at you. Would you make me a charisma check? Totally fine. She takes a long, hard look at you and goes, "Maybe you've been out too long in the sun yourself."
It's very true. I could use food and drink. Could we get some anywhere around here?
There's a tavern just down the street. Would you like me to put this slave down for you? A slave with a sun sensitivity can do no good work at all. You'd be better off getting a new one.
Honestly, it's fine. I'm pretty strong myself. They just accompany me. They've been with me so long, I would hate to rile them up by taking one out. Thank you, though. I very much appreciate your concern.
Move along then. Next!
Thank you.
And she waves over the next person in line. The four of you enter the town.
You have a kind heart, my captain.
It's no problem. And we keep going.
Were there any street signs on the way, or like a gate which said what town name this is?
Yes, there is. There was. Those of you that are literate know the name of this town. It is Lyra. Lyra.
No.
How unlucky, we went to the wrong town.
Of course we did.
Well, shall we
I
stay
bet
in
Yuta is the last one.
Shall we stay in the tavern here?
We should refuel, get some food and drink while we're here.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So we aren't in the right town with the library.
The library was in High Castle, I think, right?
The library that Saffron was hanging out was in High Castle. Yes.
We're just looking for an order in
Junta.
Yep.
And the library in Junta. But I mean, I could go take a... I mean, you could go take a look with me at the library here. Why not?
Yeah, there's no harm. Okay. So I think we go ahead and get some food and drink at the tavern while we're there.
Sure. It's getting pretty late already, so you can get food and drink here, but it looks like the library's probably closed already.
You want to sleep here and go tomorrow?
What do you guys do?
After we get food and drink, I inquire to the barkeep where we can stay the night at.
She lets you know that she has her sister runs an inn down the block.
Perfect. We walk down to the block to the inn and go ahead and get a room for the night.
Sweet. There's four of you. It's like 4 silver a night for food and drink, so 1 gold and 2 silver, or 4 each, depending on
Is
how
it
you want to cut it.
normal for slaves to be put into real rooms?
Probably not. You'd probably house all your slaves together in one room, or you might make them sleep in the stables or something.
How about the slaves all stay in the same room?
Sure.
I would think the slaves would stay with me, so I make sure they don't escape throughout the night.
Okay, so you want to put everybody in one bedroom.
I think that... Well, actually, no, that's fine. They can all be in one room. I'll have my own room for the night. So it's 1 gold, you said? 1 gold and...
If they're just doing 2 rooms, then 4 silver for you, 4 silver for all the slaves.
So I suggest that we keep guard in the slave room. Because I'm paranoid, as always.
I kind of... I asked a question like, in an inn, you want to keep watch.
What if someone suspects something?
I get a great night's sleep tonight.
Yeah,
I do not stay up to watch anything.
Well, Albert, as you may know, I do not require sleep, so I will be just attending to my studies.
Ah, that's great. I shall sleep on my 2 ears. 2 pointy ears. Alright.
Okay. The night passes uneventfully. You guys wake up the next morning and get fed by the innkeeper and can head out into the town to do whatever dirty business you have to do.
Okay, I go to the library with Dark Albert.
Okay.
And me.
And Ryan then. All 4 of you go to the
All right, we all go to the library.
You look around town. Eventually you find the library. It's pretty small. It's made out of wood. And it seems to be run by a single woman who has decided to turn her own house into a library.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I had nothing to say.
Okay. I go up to the library and I introduce myself. Hi, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
I am good too. Thank you. I was interested. I think your library is pretty cool. Was this your home previously?
It was, yes, indeed.
Very cool. What made you decide to make it into a library?
Oh, people are so brutish these days. All warfare and whatnot. There's few people left with the good sensibilities of reading books and storing knowledge for future generations. So I figured, well, someone needs to do that. It might as well be me. And I started making a library. That was 30 years ago now, and I have well over 100 books.
Very true indeed. And 100 books, that's amazing. Can you recommend any good ones to learn the history? Or do you have any history books in here?
I have a few books on the history of Matava, 2 on the histories of Eridon, 1 on Drekis, none on Akuba as of yet. But then there's also some books on flora and fauna, 1 on the tales of great adventurers past. And, well, if you look down here, there's my biographies, and she proceeds to walk you through this this house and show you all the different subsections of books that she's got.
Okay. Does she show us anything about the Order of the Nuns or anything like that?
There is a religious section, fairly large religious section that she goes past. Looks like that was probably once like a dining room area of the house, and now that's all turned into the religious section.
This is quite a big section you have here. Is religion very important to you?
Oh, I would say the gods are most important to all of us. It is by their grace that we breathe, and we should pay them the proper respect they deserve.
Of course.
I think back about the no custom spell I did. Can slaves sometimes read if they're specialized?
Yeah, it's very useful to have slaves who can read. Slaves who can do your accounting for you, read you messages, take notes.
Okay.
Okay, then I motion over for them to look for any religious books they find important.
Sure. I'll
yes,
look.
Yes, master. I shall find you a book. What are you looking for, master?
You know.
Yes, master, I say as I start looking for any religious orders or junta.
Yeah.
Jen, can you read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I can. I'm a wizard.
I forget that you're a wizard sometimes. Yeah. So the two of you set about looking for books. You do find one that talks about the various monastic traditions of the different gods.
Yeah, I'll read it a little bit. I like browse the pages.
You do find the subsection on Velmontarius and his religious orders. And starting off the chapter is one that talks about the nuns of Velmontarius and their sordid history. The long and short of it is the nuns of Velmontarius were a proud martial order on the southern continent before the gods cursed the island and broke it all up. They were in charge of some very important things, including some magical items that had been used to bring justice to the land. They don't list what the magical items are, but it does specify multiple. But that during the great cataclysm that the gods brought down upon the world, the southern continent was encapsulated in ice, and the order was presumably lost. Certainly they were never heard from again. They have a few different...
Is Velmontorius a god, or...?
No, he is the god of justice. Oh, that's his specialty.
Okay.
It does mention a few different offshoots. There are some nuns of Velmontarius here in Matava, and there are a few monk orders scattered elsewhere. It appears that there's a monk order in Newfort and another over in Drekis, although the city is not listed.
Doesn't list anything about Yunta?
It does list that the nun order that survived is in Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it list where we can find the Utah nun order?
North of town, about half a mile. North of Utah, about half a mile.
Okay.
And it does
So then
specify
there's
there.
nuns here. It doesn't say where they're at here, though.
No.
Okay.
It does specify multiple times that they are a martial order. That is, they are combative nuns and monks, not like sitting down reading books all day. They are fighting.
Okay. All right. And
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You said there were also books about the kingdom of Matava, like its history.
Yes.
Then I would end reading that section of the book and I'd be like, oh, Master, I think what we're looking for may be in the history books about Matava after all.
Sure, you may go grab that.
To read the book will take you probably a few weeks. I mean,
Like that.
it's a book, you know.
But like, what if I browse through it trying to look for like info about Junta? Or
The glossary.
or the thing about the ice, the mountain, the frozen area where the nuns are at now, the southern continent.
So these are old books. They're all written by hand. They don't really have indexes or glossaries. You do get chapter headings and a table of contents.
I looked through that.
Yeah. You can find, there is an entry for Yunta. Like, each town has its own entry in the histories.
Yeah, I look at Junta.
Yunta is the middle of the southern towns in Matava. It is one of the few towns here that does not have a wall around it. It borders the... my other map. It borders the Yunta River, and the Zorthis Snag sits south of the Hydra Swamp and is notable for its heavy ballista battery that it places along the Zorthis Snag. And that's kind of the preamble to this section on Yunta, which is still maybe like 60 or 70 pages long. It will take you a few hours to get through.
So like, what does that mean, the heavy list of batteries?
I can save you some time there, Albert. And I kind of say as I'm looking at the book as well. They point the ballistas there to fight off this monster called Zoranthus.
Zorthis Snag.
Xorathis. Zorthis.
Yeah, that.
Ah, Zorthus.
So they have a Hydra problem. It seems.
I didn't say it was a Hydra.
I mean, it's south of the Hydra swamp.
Okay, it could be a Hydra.
I tell to the Master, do you think that they have installed the battery in order to find the Hydra swamp? Would you believe there are Hydras around there?
I would have never imagined that.
I look at the at the bookkeeper.
No, my dear. She says to Trellis, ignoring the two of you.
Yeah.
The artillery is to keep Zorthis at bay.
Huh.
Zorthis.
Why is that?
You must not be from around here. Zorthis is an ancient green dragon that lives on the other side of the river.
Oh.
Long ago, the founder of one of the cities over there, the founder of Valara, fought the dragon with her companions and destroyed its wings, so it can no longer fly. But it still roams the overgrowth, and the Yuntalians have built up a nice battery of ballistas to keep it from ever crossing the river. A wingless dragon is a much easier thing to contain, you see.
Makes sense.
Yes. Unfortunately, she did die fighting the dragon. But, you know.
She died riding the dragon?
Fighting.
Oh, fighting the dragon.
Crippled it of its wings, but died in the end. Most unfortunate.
Well, sounds like she at least impaired the dragon quite a bit, so that's good. It's always better to die a hero.
Too true. What is your interest in Matava, in Yunta?
I happen to be a big history buff. I've read about it, I've heard about it through my travels, and it's just interested me. I think it's very fascinating, the order in which protects over there.
Curious that your fascination with this town didn't reveal that there was a dragon living nearby. Usually that's the first thing people pick up on.
I had heard in passing a tale of it, but I didn't know it to be true, because I've never witnessed a dragon myself.
There are few around these days, gods be praised.
Yes, they don't sound like the best creatures out there.
No, hardly friendly.
Yes. It's a shame. It would be nice to have a creature that intense be good.
Well, I believe there is a good dragon up in Eridon somewhere. The rumor has it the queen there has an advisor that's a gold dragon, but I can't imagine how one would fit a gold dragon in a chamber to be advised by it, much less let it come and go. But
it's a rumor then?
Well, I've never left Lyra myself, but that's what the travelers tell me, is that they have a gold dragon advisor up in Eridon.
That must be one big chamber she has, if that's true.
Yes.
Do you know much about Unta?
A little.
You had mentioned it, so I didn't know. I know you said you haven't been out of this town.
No.
Where do you get just through travelers, your history of that?
Yeah, I've read most of the books here in the library. I'm an avid reader, and I collect what books I can. I send away for them, or I buy them from travelers. You know, every now and then some young adventurer brings back a book she wishes to sell and tries to pass it off, and I can get it from her for a decent price.
Of course. Is there if you know of the travelers that come and go, my slave over there read in a book that the Order of the Nuns, there are some here in this town?
No. In Yunta as well. The Nuns of Elmontarius. They reside in Yunta. We have an Order of Nuns for Martha in this town.
Are they connected in any way?
No.
Is there anything you can recommend in town while I'm here that would satisfy my historic cravings?
Oh, well, to be quite honest, I think you're in the best place for that, but the town's less than a day away. I'm sure you'd find more information over there.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. I will let you know if I have any other questions.
Gods be with you. Bye-bye.
And I rejoin my slaves. Is there anything else we should look at while here?
I think we are good, milady. Let us proceed.
All right.
And on that note, why don't we take a break and come back to the game in a few minutes.
All right.
See you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.